Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razak at CMTrading. Today is March 20th, 2023, and today is Monday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, we're seeing the markets trade lower after UBS mentioned that it's buying out Credit Suisse. No major economic events scheduled for today, but as we move into Wednesday, we have a big FOMC rate statement coming up, and the markets made Bowie right before then. So looking at the various markets, starting out with the Forex symbols, we're watching the major pairs climb versus the US dollar. As we look at the indices, the NASDAQ is on resistance and just steady there, not breaking out higher, while we're watching the Dow Jones just be steady between its two ranges and kind of grapple, maybe even breaking out on the upside. Now looking at commodities, gold higher while oil trades lower. Looking at stocks, bank stocks, JP Morgan specifically is weak while the tech stocks have been strong. Lastly, looking at cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin even higher. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So here we go. We're going to take a look at the Euro USD. You could see this nice little pivot up and continued pivot as it's hitting 107-ish almost. So this may push it back to that 170.40-ish level. We're only about 50 pips away from it, but it's an extension to the move. And we are hitting a bit of a resistance at this level as well. So the high probability trade is just to let it go, wait for it to hit that next resistance level, and then take a bigger short position. That's the higher probability trade, but you got to have the impetus, right? So the impetus is really on Wednesday when the FOMC is coming out. Now, GBP USD also nearing its highs, and this is a nice little alley-oop as this may lift the euro higher versus the US dollar. And looking at the Japanese yen, also a little bit stronger here at its 131 level. Now, jumping into commodities, let's take a look at gold. Hit that 1992. We mentioned this, that it would hit 2000. And sure enough, that's what happened. And in this type of environment where the markets are really just consolidating the information as it's trickling down, inflation, unemployment, banks coming apart, all this stuff is adding some tension to the markets, and gold is your haven. So that is pushing gold even higher. Looking at crude oil, trading even lower, $65 a barrel. So prices of oil will come down. And that is something to take note of, because if it does continue this level, $60 a barrel is the next level down. Now jumping into the US markets, the Dow Jones traded as low as 31,700 after the news that came out that Credit Suisse will be absorbed by UBS Warburg, which is a very large German bank. And you can see that we're bowing right now back into the green area. You can't even see it. It was a hairline that took us down to 31,700. Right now we're at 32,084 as we're making that way up on the upside. Now looking at the NASDAQ, we folded here at resistance. We didn't break out higher. 12,800 was that high. And let's see what happens today, because if it does break out higher, then we may see a continued buy. Now we have to look at the tech stocks. Facebook did sell off a little bit. Okay, that did happen, but Microsoft was still green on the day, even though it retraced, it was still green on the day. So this is really a telling sign if it's going to continue going higher. Now, lastly, looking at Apple, also just there at resistance-ish level, but not breaking higher. So we're looking for the stocks and seeing how they're going to be trading with the index if they're going to be continuing higher. Now, lastly, looking at Bitcoin, let's take a look at Bitcoin as it's broken 28,000. Nice little pivot up. Once it clears that 25, that's its next exit to 28,000. That's a major move for Bitcoin. And just after we've been through so much over the past year, and those of you who have watched with FTX, that online crypto exchange, so this is a big comeback for Bitcoin. And I didn't think it would be coming back so soon, but sure enough, the markets are responding to it. So this is something to consider moving forward as well. So again, we may see choppiness today, and going into the number on Wednesday where we have the FOMC rate statement, that's a big thing. So be aware of it. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.